Duo releases new baits plus a return of the most anticipated used strolling items. Our 25% off anniversary special sale continues, plus a new bento box, and not one, not two, not three, but 10 limited edition colors from Megabass in the +1 Junior arrive. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful post-spawn fish.
Look at that.
Look at that gut on that. That's a nice fish.
Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, a tackle otaku on Instagram, being joined this fine Sunday morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeff, what's up?
Hello, sir.
How are you today?
Another one.
How have you been?
I've been doing good.
Okay. Would you like to be doing better and enjoy a delicious ice-cold Orion?
No, I'm on a diet.
Okay. I assumed. Cheers, my friends, to all of my friends. That's not including you, even though you're standing over here. You're just a bum.
Right.
If you're not drinking beer at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, definitely a bum.
Right, that's the definition.
Yeah, I live in opposite land.
Opposite.
Cheers, my friends. I hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. We have some really cool stuff this week. Hold on. Yeah, let me just enjoy.
Right.
Delish. Cheers, guys. All right, if you are new here, this is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. We are dropping some new products. We're going to highlight some important restocks you guys should know about, drink some Orion, make fun of Jeff. It's basically a repeat of every Sunday.
Yeah.
So if you like this, yeah, we'll be here. By the way, in the beginning of the episodes, I drop my Instagram handle. That is to let you guys know if you ever want to reach out to me and ask me deeper questions than what we cover in here. That's so you know how to get a hold of me. If you guys want to talk rods, baits, whatever, I basically live there. So feel free to use it. That's why I put it there. Let's talk about some tackle. You ready, Jeff?
Okay.
Okay. Megabass did a surprise drop of 10 limited edition colors in the hottest jerkbait that they've had for quite some time, the Ito Vision 110 +1 Junior. Okay. So we have 10 colors to talk about. These are beautiful, beautiful colors. I'm going to just take them out and we're going to go through them. The 110 +1 Junior is, I mean, as much as I like the +1, this is definitely kind of dominated sales. So you basically get the 110 Junior, but in that +1 version, it's kind of become the scoper's choice. I know that everybody here is giddy over this bait. So some of these colors you will have seen before. There's a couple colors in here that are kind of, limited Japan release colors. And then some of these, kind of the first time they've ever been released. So I'm going to walk through these one by one, make sure you get a good look at them. This is a one-time offering. Okay, so if they speak to you, make sure you grab. These are probably going to evaporate quickly. At least some of these colors can evaporate quickly. So I have GP Tequila Shad in my hands.
That one's sick.
Dirty.
That one's really sick.
Here's color number 1. I have my favorite color, HM Amigo.
Wow.
Yeah, so they did this color in a junior about a year ago. And remember, I took it to Japan.
Yes, you did.
And they smoked it there as well. This is a matte finish Amigo. So, which just doesn't happen. It's got the shine, it's got the black. I mean, it's just disgusting. So, yeah, dude, I wish they made that in everything. But HM Amigo, that one's dirty. Okay, how about for you Clearwater guys?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. For your clear water guys, we have Hiuo. Okay, so they've done this in a bunch of other baits through the line, but in the +1 junior, first time, so that's disgusting. Great little downsizing color. We have a color that they've done in the regular junior a handful of times. This is Chartreuse Shad, so simple. I mean, it's Chartreuse Shad. So just a great, I mean, you can catch them anywhere you go in this color, so Chartreuse Shad. We have, this is a Japan limited color, and one of my favorites. This is GLX Tonekin. Okay, so just kind of a beautiful kind of copperish orange. It's got that really nice flaky kind of green back, so super sick there. We have another one. This is another Clearwater no-brainer. GLX Cotton Wakasagi. All right, we have GLX Bolt. I've always dug this color. This used to be a staple in the junior. Then it kind of turned to a Japan limited color, and now it's in the +1 junior. It's just a disgusting combination of colors. So GLX Bolt. We have Baby Gill. So again, they did this in a junior and a 110 about a year ago. Teased it. It was a huge hit. So Baby Gill is back. Perfect timing, by the way. So this is also that clear tail. So they used to do those, you know, clear tail colors. So pretty sick there. Two more, Jeff. We've got Medaka. Maybe. There we go. Medakas. This is another color that's always been like a limited junior color. This color has a huge following. It's kind of got an underground type following. Smallmouth guys just absolutely wreck them on this color. So very interesting color. That kind of chartreuse and orange with just a little flash. So looks sick in this bait. It's Medaka. And then finally, we have maybe Hakusai Wakasagi. So just a nice natural kind of pearl Wakasagi. This is a semi-transparent or translucent. I've been getting some grief from everybody on the use of that word, but hey, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So just a really nice shad pattern there, Hakusai Wakasagi. So there you go. 10 limited edition color drops in the 110 +1 junior from Megabass. Scoop them up if they speak to you. Grab them while you can. Those are available right now. All right, while we are on Megabass, we usually save rods till the end, but let's just jump right in. There is a brand new Levante model, Jeff. When's the last time you heard that?
I was not expecting that.
Okay, now this is the brand new Bait Finesse Levante model. This is a F2 6.4 LV. So I'm gonna spec it out for you. It's a 1/16 to 3/8 ounce, 4 to 10 pound. You can see it looks just like every other Levante, only it's got that nice parabolic top. So this is an F2. Okay, so if you guys are looking for like an ultra light bait finesse, you're still gonna want to stick with, you know, ALO, Siglet, Pop-X stick, you know, great huntings, that kind of stuff. But the F2 is going to be a good one. I mean, you just heard the lure rating. It's really going to be targeted at that, like, you know, 1/8 ounce, 3/16 ounce, 1/4 ounce stuff. So, you know, that 4, 5, 6, 7 gram, that's the world this is going to live in. It's designed as a hard bait rod. Okay, so you can see it's kind of bends all the way through the middle. It loads up great. All the bait finesse reels fit on it great. So if you wanted to throw, you know, a new, I don't know, Tatula bait finesse, you wanted to throw a Corrado bait finesse, whatever you're into, they'll all fit great on there. Best part, 199 bucks. Okay, so, you know, as bait finesse, it's always cool to get these like super bougie, you know, like the Huntsman and all that stuff. But to have a true, you know, less than $200 rod in this category, it's sick. You're gonna get the same 3-year warranty as all Megabass Levantes, so pretty stoked to get this in. I think a lot of you guys are really gonna appreciate this. Now, the other thing is this is available as a 1-piece and as a 2-piece. Okay, so same rod, and you can choose if you want a 1-piece or a 2-piece. So if you travel a lot, you like the, you know, portability of having a rod that breaks down. It's ferruled in the middle of the rod, so this is the socket it's going to come in. The 2-piece might be a great option for you. Otherwise, if you just like the, you know, having the 1-piece, there's a 1-piece option. So $199 on both of them. You can choose. There you go. The brand new F264 LV Bait Finesse Levante is here and available now. All right, Jeff, a bait for your people.
Yeah. Urban.
This has been super low key.
Yeah.
Okay, haven't said a single thing until now.
Okay.
And the main reason is you know, when we do limited drops, a lot of times things get cherry picked online, and it's next to impossible to avoid that. I wanted to at least give you guys a chance. You know, I appreciate all the time, and you know, you guys are here right at the drop every time. So if this speaks to you, there's very few of these. Okay, like less than 100 pieces. So they're going to probably evaporate out. I'll be shocked if they don't. But we did a 6-inch and 7-inch crackhead a couple weeks back. Here is the 9-inch Citizen in crackhead. Okay, so this is actually my first look at the 9-inch. I know you've probably had them and thrown them. So I haven't even had it. This is literally the first time out. They just showed up.
It's a big B.
It's a big Citizen. But it's super dope. It's really cool. So talk to me about, I mean, obviously it's bigger. 12-aught, I'm assuming?
We are going to run a 12-aught in this B.
12-aught weighted beast.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, you know, Mike dropped the 9-inch Citizen just
too long
earlier
ago.
this year.
Yeah.
You know, a month or so ago.
Yep.
In a handful of colors, and while he was pouring them, he just poured us up some crackheads. So like I said, it's a super limited drop. If it interests you, scoop them up. $44.95. So it's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive. It's kind of, you know, I'd say normal for a 9-inch soft bait. It does have that head harness included in it, so you can just untwist that CPS spring, attach it to your 12-aught, drop it in there, and then you've got this cool bait. Crackhead, if you guys remember, it's kind of a pearlish, with some purple pearl swirl, and then kind of a semi-transparent, I'm sticking with it, belly that's got some green pearl swirl, and then we kind of baked it a little hotter to give it that kind of burnty bone kind of look to it. So super cool bait. If it speaks to you, there you go. While supplies last, 9-inch Citizens are available now. All right, while we're on limited edition drops,
Yeah.
I've got another one. Now this is a blast from the past.
Oh.
Okay, this is Daiwa reaching out and saying, we found something. Do you
Dude.
want it?
Please tell me it's an old Steez or an old Zillion.
It's just like that. It's a Tatula. Okay? But don't walk away, Jeff. This is good. This is the Tatula SVT Wing Limited. You'll remember this when I take it out of the package. Okay? So this was a reel that Daiwa did as a special kind of one-time promotion. They just, I don't know if they were doing inventory or what happened, but they found one more box. Now again, it's going to be pretty limited. I think in total there's maybe 30 pieces. Is it? Okay. This was that limited edition Tatula that they did. It's a silvered out Tatula. They put the carbon fiber grip. You know, Daiwa works with SLP. So, you know, all beautiful parts. So you've got the carbon fiber grip. You've got the Zion knobs on it. It's just a super sick looking Tatula. And it's got just that little bit elevated performance with the different grips, the extra bearings. So it's a cool reel if it speaks to you. A lot of you guys picked these up and have been asking if they're ever going to come back. They were never supposed to come back, but here's a handful. Now, bad news is they're just in righties. Okay, so if you're lefty, sorry, I got nothing for you. But for us righties, am I right, Jeff?
Losers.
We got you. Yeah, you bums. So they made this in a 103H, which is a 7.1 to 1. Just to spec it out for you, it's 7.2 ounces, 11 pounds drag, 28 inches of line per crank, 7 ball bearings, 1 roller bearing, plus the carbon fiber, the Zion. So there you go. If that speaks to you, the Tatula SVT Wing Limited is back while supplies last. All right, Jeff, since you brought up Steez and Zillion, let's get to the first kind of special of the day, shall we? Okay.
In nose reels.
So, as we mentioned last week, Memorial Day weekend, which is flying, it's right around the corner. It's only like 4 weekends away now, is always the weekend that we celebrate our anniversary here. We opened in 1999, so it's technically our 25th anniversary, and we are celebrating each week with some special 25% off sales on various things throughout the shop. But we are also building each week kind of a special like celebration bento box and giving you guys a chance to just scoop up something kind of cool, right? So I have this week's bento, and I will tell you how this ties into the Steez and the Zillion here in a minute. So we are calling this our anniversary bento box number 1. Okay, I picked that super fancy name. You like it? I knew you would. Okay, this is a box. It's valued at about $230 retail or so, and it's $100. So it's a $100 box that you get about $230 worth of stuff. I'm gonna fly through really quick so you guys know what's in it. Each box is going to have a some kind of special color 110. It could be a respect color, it could be a Japan only color, but something that's not in the US core line. It's also going to have the same in a Pop Max. Okay, so every box will have a 110 a Pop Max. It will have a Realis 120 jerkbait. It's going to have a pack of fish rollers. It's going to have a pack of Nori soft plastics. It's going to have a pack of Valley Hill plastics. It's going to have Sawamura plastics. It's going to have an LV 500. It'll have a combat crank. It will have a Blitz Max DR. It will have a Blitz EXDR. It will have an OSP blade jig, okay, which you can't even buy here, which is kind of cool. And it will have an Imakatsu Ironmouth topwater bait. So in total, a little over $200 worth for $100. Now, we only made 100 boxes. We're just doing 100 boxes each week. So if that speaks to you, you can fly in and scoop that up. Those are available right now. Now, as a little asterisk, we're just trying to have some fun. So as a little added possibility for you, we are also tying in Daiwa Steez and Daiwa Zillion into this box, both in rods and reels. So if you guys are in the market for a Steez rod, a Steez reel, a Zillion rod, a Zillion reel, if you purchase a Steez or a Zillion rod or reel, it will unlock your ability to buy this box for $9.99. Okay, so instead of it costing you $100, buy a Steez rod, you'll be able to buy this for $9.99. So just a little added promotion, just something fun. So those are available right now while supplies last. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to Duo. Some new items and some key restocks to let you guys know about. Let's fly through some of the new items. So there is a brand new Versa Shad Fat 7.0 that is available now. Now, you guys are probably familiar with the Versa Shad Fat 5.0, which we've had now for a couple months. We had one in a bento. We even did a custom color in it, game over. While they were making that, per kind of our request, we had asked them like, hey, can you make a bigger one? And so they did, and it was amazing. And we've been kind of waiting for it to drop. So I introduced to you the 7.0 version of the Versa Shad Fat. Now, this is a dope one. The bait itself weighs about 1.25 ounces. Okay, so you're gonna need to, by the time you rig this on a beast hook or something, it's gonna be 1.75 ounces probably. So this is gonna go on your rod that's gonna go up to 2 ounce or 3 ounce, something like that. It's got an amazing, because of the size, you're gonna get an exaggerated head wobble out of this while that tail is back there kicking. Now, if you remember the Versa Shad Fat, it's got a little bit thinned tail in that back section, which allows it to very effortlessly move even at slow speed. So even if you're going super slow, you're gonna get a lot of tail kick. If you burn it and go really fast, you're gonna get almost like a vortex type creation with this tail, where it almost looks like it's spinning in a circle. It's a really cool look. That's just different than other swim baits in there. Now you can rig it with a Valley Hill line through tube, and you can make it a line through swim bait, which is a very popular way of doing it. Just put a treble hook down there, or you could rig it an A-dot beast hook, fits it perfect, or something in that category is a great way to go. So there are 7 colors. Okay, so I'm holding whiteback shad in my hand, which is pretty basic. All right, nice color. There's also an ice cube. Okay, which doesn't have the silver flake on the bottom, almost the same color on top, but then the bottom's just like a slightly transparent. So very similar, but there's Ice Cube. There's Light Pro Blue. This color comes from the Versa Shad Fat 5.0. There's Smoky Magic. okay, which is kind of a pearl base, a little bit of smoke and blue flake. There's Lively Rikyu, which is kind of like a gizzard shad type color. There's Psychedelic Chartreuse for those natural moments, or maybe the opposite. Okay. And then there's Baby Bass, which again is just gonna have that kind of pearl belly and nice smoky top. So Versa Shad Fat 7.0, those are available now. I should point out on these, usually when you get to a 7-inch soft bait, like if you think of like a 6-inch mag draft or something like that, usually you're getting one for like 14, 15 bucks, something like that. So you're gonna get 3 for that price with these. So yes, you have to rig it, but 3 7-inch soft baits for 15 bucks, pretty good deal. So there you go, those are available now. Okay, Jeff, before I get to anything else new from Duo, let's just get to it. You guys remember maybe a month or so ago, we dropped a bunch of new colors in the Duo BR fish. There's new freshwater specific shad type colors. There's a bunch of them, okay? But the problem has been, we even did our own custom color, Game Over, in this. The problem was is that there was no heads, right? So I told you, grab the BR fish and then just wait for the heads. Well, hey, if you need the heads or you want both, this is your weekend. Now, there are thousands of heads and it's not enough. I know it's not enough. So if you guys have been waiting, please make sure you scoop these up. All the sizes are back, okay? So anywhere from 3 gram to 14 gram, they're all back. If you guys aren't familiar with a BR fish and a BR head, the BR head is that specially designed, it's kind of a darter head essentially, but it has these fins on the side that when it's paired with the BR fish, and you twitch it, it has this amazing underwater glide. So if you guys are live scopers and you're strolling, instead of just having this kind of side to side stroll, it's going to have this subsurface underwater walk that's super unique and drives them crazy. So definitely check it out. They are available while supplies last, the BR head and BR fish. All right, more baits for your people, Jeff. Okay.
Urban?
I'm bringing this back.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget everything that you've seen so far. 7-inch swim bait, 9-inch swim bait. You don't need those.
No.
This is what you need.
What's that?
This is the Realis Shinmushi.
Shinmushi.
You know that. Don't play dumb. Playing hard to get, aren't you? New colors in your favorite bait, Jeff. The Realis Shinmushi. Now, this is a bug bait.
Yeah.
I know you already know these specs, but there's some people that don't throw a lot of bug baits.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, this is a 40 millimeter, true 1/4 ounce. 3 new colors, okay? Firefly.
That's Firefly? I
Yeah,
guess so.
obviously.
Yeah. It actually does look like a Firefly.
And it glows like a firefly.
glows?
Yeah, it glows in the dark.
Oh, yeah, that's my new favorite.
Yeah, it's super sick. Mesmer eyes.
Right.
Mesmer
Mesmer?
eyes.
Eyes.
Not mesmerize.
Wait.
You would think mesmerize.
It actually...
Right? But it's actually mesmer eyes.
Right.
Yeah, that makes... That's the deal, right?
Um,
And then clown bug. We probably could have done without the clown. But I applaud them for trying to bring clown into even a bug bait. So I'm going to go with this mesmer eyes because I think that's hilarious. I love the play on words. Jeff,
Yep.
do you want to describe what we should do with the Shinmushi?
Yeah, so the Shinmushi truly is the summertime bait. Now, it's not just for bass. You can use this for trout. You can use this for big panfish like crappie and stuff like that.
Yeah. Bluegill?
Bluegill, right?
Yes.
And so this bait, it's small, but you can still throw it on like that new Levante rod that we just got in.
Oh, that would be perfect.
It has 2 hooks on it, which is almost unnecessary for a size of this bait, but just in case they're swiping at it, they're not really getting it.
Yep.
You got 2 treble hooks. There's a feather one on the back, which
Yep.
is really nice.
Yep.
And then you have the little legs
Yeah, these guys, yeah.
And then you have obviously the wings. That's
Yes.
going to give it all the action. You can fish it slow. You can fish it at like a medium retrieve. You can fish it really slow so it acts just like a cicada on the surface.
Yep.
And the fish are going to come absolutely unglued. Especially, I think this year is going to be the year of the cicada.
Yeah, did you hear about the cicada hatch that's happening? Did you hear about it?
I heard it's going to be crazy.
Like the largest cicada hatch that's maybe ever happened.
We're all going to go deaf.
Yeah, we're
But
all...
the fish are going to go crazy.
They're coming for us, but we're going to catch them good on these kind of baits.
So check them out. We have those 3 new colors and enjoy summertime.
Yeah, plus a restock of all the other ones.
Right, a restock of the other colors that were needed.
Yeah.
So check them out. They retail for...
I don't know. You should know. This is your pitch. Why are you looking at me? Something reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You forgot to mention that should you ever have a problem with your legs on the side or you want to change the color tone, the Shinmushi does actually open.
It opens.
Yeah, so it opens, it splits on the back, and there's even directions on how to replace, like if you wanted to replace the wings, replace the legs, or you could even remove, so it comes as kind of like a little bug crawler, but if you wanted to remove these and use it as like a little walking bug bait, you could do that as well. So I know you pretty much just take it out of the package and throw it, but there is a lot of versatility to
Absolutely,
this.
yeah.
You want
That's
to
why
do
it's
so.
one of the best.
Shinmushi from Duo, available now. All right, Spearhead Ryuki. This is a trout bait finesse bait that isn't just for trout, right? Designed as a sinking bait, get down in current quick, kind of just straight retrieve. Well, they have a new 50 suspending version. Okay, and this is pretty cool because up to now, this style of bait has really only been made in like a floating or a sinking. Like if you think of like Megabass Great Hunting, they have a floating version, they have a sinking version. So it either floats on the surface, right, or it sinks kind of like a rock because it's designed to cut through current. Now there's a suspending version. So if you guys are fishing still water, if you're fishing ponds, lakes, or maybe like, you know, you're fishing creeks and rivers, but there's more of like a eddy area or it's calmer. Now you have a suspending version that you can fish in. You can twitch it, you can crank it down and stop it, and it's not going to just sink like a rock like that one or float up like a cork. It's just going to stay there. So I think it's a pretty cool addition. I know a lot of you guys would be excited as well. Just to spec it out, it is 50 millimeters, obviously, which is 2 inches. It's 3.3 grams, so about a 1/16 of an ounce. It has size 12 hooks on it, and then all the colors that you would expect from Duo. So that is the Spearhead Ryuki 50 SP. All right, from bugs to little turtle beetles.
You're still on this turtle thing.
The T Hog.
It's not a turtle.
Back. It's a beetle. It's a turtle.
It's another
a turtle
bug lure.
shell. Oh, listen, it's a bug lure.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Get it right.
All right. Bug bait underground still exists for you. Okay, the T Hog. What can you tell us about this bug bait,
Well,
Jeff?
the T Hog is gonna be like your more traditional creature style bait. It's 3.5 inches long. Bunch of different amazing Duo Realis colors. You could throw it on a free rig. You could Texas rig it. It's a fantastic bait. I think you can also backlight it.
You
if
can?
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So when those water bugs are doing their water bug stuff, you can throw it up into the cover and stuff.
Yep. That's your pitch?
What else
That's
is
good.
there to
All
say?
right, so it is actually built as a backglide bait. And it's built flat like this so that it has a longer, shallower glide, right? So most backglides are kind of thick, so when you pitch them in, they kind of go down quick. This one's designed to stay a little shallower and higher, but glide farther. So you get a little bit more backglide out of it. But the reason I'm talking about it, this is actually one of the more popular free rig baits in Japan on Lake Biwa. We've been out there quite a bit. This is kind of a staple free rig bait. So you can rig it backwards to backglide it, or you can rig it normal way and just free rig it, or you can rig it backwards and free rig it, and you have a backgliding free rig as well. So it might be worth, I know a lot of you guys are kind of coming into free rig season, it might be worth you checking it out. So that's the T Hog from Duo Realis.
They should make like an 8-inch version of that.
That would be weird. Don't ever put me in the water if there's something like that exists there. All right, speaking of coming into season, our #1 selling Ned bait, I should probably have Griff do this segment, but I don't see him around here right now. The Wriggle ND Slim 3.0 is 2 things. It's back, and there's some new colors. So there's a new green pumpkin chartreuse, and that chartreuse is more of like a lightning green. It's kind of crazy. There is a new light pro blue. Okay, and then we see some of the other non-exotic colors, your Lotic whites, your newts, your passion fruits.
I like that one.
Right? All come back in that. That's an elastomer Ned bait that actually has some movement to it as it falls. We still get zillions of them. Those are in from Duo. And then also another super popular bait that's really become popular as a strolling bait, also works great on that BR head, is the Finder Shad. So these finally returned from Duo as well. So all the natural shad colors, your watermelons, your green pumpkins, are back in the Finder Shad. This is just a small downsizing, really finessey soft plastic you guys can use both on the ball head and that BR head, and it will have that same great side-to-side action. Those are in from Duo. All right, a couple hard baits to tell you about. The Rozantes are back. The 77s in all the key colors are back. This is honestly one of our best-selling Duo jerk baits. It's a downsizing jerk bait, but it casts amazing. It has a magnetic weight transfer system in it. It works great. They make some amazing colors. So all those super dope colors, like those cool gills, that brown shad ND, ghost minnow, so on and so forth, are back in those. It is pretty much spin bait season for a lot of us. We have kind of incorporated the spin bait as a forward-facing sonar bait. A lot of you guys are probably fishing, up north in grass lakes, St. Clair and the Great Lakes and that kind of stuff, where the spin bait's a staple. We're seeing a new color that's going to trickle through all of the lineups. This is a pretty dope one. This week we have it in the 72 Alpha and the Spinbait 80 Shallow. Okay, so those two it's available in. This is the new Ghost Gold Perch. I'll take it out so you can see it. So Gold Perch is one of our best-selling colors, but it's kind of a matte finish. This is a new transparent version of that. Just a really natural, beautiful perch pattern. It's almost like a watermelonish type color with those bars. You got just that little bit of faint pearl and orange, and then that dark back. It's going to be an amazing one for bluegill and perch lakes. So there you go. Alpha 72 and Spinbait 80 Shallow. That is available now. All right, a couple more quick restock notifications to let you guys know about. One of our best-selling deep diving crankbaits, the Realis Crank G87 20A. This is the true 20-foot diving crankbait, even on heavier lines. So if you're throwing on 16 pounds, still going to get down 20 feet. Is back in all the key colors. So if you guys have been waiting on any of those return. And then we also see a huge restock in one of my favorite walking baits. This is the Realis Pencil 130. I feel like the pencil is super under the radar for guys, because a lot of us have our favorite baits already. We have our kick knockers, we have our gunfish, right? We kind of stay in our lane. What the Pencil 130 does, there's a bunch of different pencil models and each one kind of operates differently. What the Pencil 130 does is it gives us a super loud commotion. So if you guys need to call up fish on windy days, maybe suspended fish, you herring guys, that kind of stuff, like it's a super loud knock when this thing moves. So I would say maybe 2 to 3 times the volume of sound as like a kick knocker. So it just has more of a chamber for that weight to distribute. So when it's moving, it just creates this super loud movement in there, and it really calls them when the volume is needed. Obviously, if you're scaring the shit out of them, stop throwing, right? Calm down and go to something less intrusive. But it's really cool because it comes, usually when you get to 130 size bait, you've got 3 hooks, which can be great when they're short striking it. Usually because of the sound and volume in this, they absolutely destroy it when they want it. So it just has the 2 kind of oversized hooks on it, which is great for landing them. So there you go, Pencil 130, those are back from Duo. All right, Jeff, celebration time number 2. So we did the Bento Box. Our next deal of the week, we are going to jump to a BOGO deal. So last week we did BOGO on some St. Croix rods. This week we are doing BOGO on some lures from one of our favorite brands. So our friends at OSP were kind enough to do a promotion on a couple of our better selling items. So for the next 48 hours only, we're only going to do it for 2 days. We are doing buy one, get one free on Blitz Magnum EXDRs. Okay, this is my absolute favorite deep diving crankbait. It is an easy 22 to 26 foot diver on normal line. You can get it down to 30 if you make a long enough cast and you position your rod correctly. Just an amazing crankbait that doesn't crank your arm off. And the deal is going to be good for anything from core colors to our special run colors. It's all there. So take advantage. You know, we're coming into this season too, which is nice. So buy one, get one free on Blitz Magnum EXDRs. We're also doing buy one, get one free on all OSP spinnerbaits. So I know a lot of you guys are, you know, we're kind of coming out of spinnerbait season. I mean, it's always kind of spinnerbait season here, but we're kind of coming out and into like topwater and deep crank. But a lot of you guys are just kind of starting your spinnerbait season. So OSP High Pitchers and High Pitcher Max, all sizes, all colors, they're doing BOGO. So buy one, get one free. So great chance to grab those, stock up, and you know, use some amazing spinnerbaits. The High Pitcher is a nice compact spinnerbait. The High Pitcher Max is going to be more of a full-size spinnerbait with a light wire, so that it vibrates really hard. So depending on what you need, smaller profile, larger profile, bunch of cool colors, anywhere from, you know, 1/4 ounce to 3/4 ounce, even 1 ounce in the High Pitcher. So there you go, BOGO on crankbaits, BOGO on spinnerbaits from OSP. All right, we were talking BR heads, and I mentioned strolling. So let me just really quickly point out, owner range roller heads are back in all sizes. Okay, so this has been our hottest strolling jig head. There's anywhere from, you know, tiny little size 2 that you can use instead of nail weight stuff. There's 1/0s in a bunch of sizes, and then there's 3/0s as well in a couple sizes. These have been next to impossible to get to just keep in stock, so they're all back for now. Okay, so if you guys missed out, they're all in. And in perfect timing, Raid did a complete refresh in their fish rollers, which has become our hottest strolling bait. So the Sakamata Shad and the fish roller are kind of the two main baits for strolling right now. So 4-inch, all the key colors are back. The Super Fish Roller 5-inch and Super Fish Roller 6.5-inch, all the colors are back. So be a great chance you can get the heads and the baits at the same time. Imagine that.
Weird.
What a weird world we are living in today.
Impossible.
Both on the gliding BR head and BR fish, and on the strolling, you know, side to side on the fish roller and the range roller. So there you go, guys, available now. All right, while we are on Raid, just in time for summer, a brand new UV face gaiter. Okay, so there are 4 different ones. I'm not going to take them each out of the package, but you can kind of see this one's kind of got Raid in a really faint outline. This one's got a little bit more of an aggressive Raid in the outline. This one's more of a design, right? And same with this one. I did take one out of the package just so I could put it on and make sure I understood. This is basically just kind of a tube. It's a UV tube that's easy to breathe through. There's no holes. A lot of you guys love the holes. A lot of you guys hate the holes. This is just going to be a nice, it's long so it can cover your neck. It also wraps up over your head. So super usable there. So these are in limited supply. So if you're a Raid fan and you want to protect your face, those are available. Also, I skipped over this, but Duo also did the same thing. Okay, so Duo also has some new UV headwears. This is going to be kind of an interesting headwear thing that you can wear as a gaiter, but you could also just wear it on your head. So if you wanted like a, I don't know, like a scar, a bandana, okay, do-rag. So here you go. Those are available. There's a black and a white. There's also, did I lose you, Jeff? There's also some arm guards. So if you guys like to wear short sleeve shirts, Sims did this years ago with the Solar Flex sleeves. Basically the same idea. They've got the Duo kind of writing on there. There's only one. It's kind of cool. So this would be a great addition for you guys that like wearing short sleeve shirts. You can just take them on and off in the boat. And then Duo also did a limited batch of trucker hats. So, you know, we filmed a couple of videos with Duo last summer, and a lot of you guys asked about the hats. Here you go. So there's a Duo logo hat. It's black. It's foam on the front. It's got the white logo, and then it's mesh on the back. And this will fit pretty much any head, including my own. Okay, so even my head, it fits. It's a miracle. And that's even with the insert in there. So one of the few hats that actually fits. There's also a Realis hat. So again, it's gonna be pretty straightforward, black foam front with the Realis logo, and then the mesh back. So if those speak to you, those are available for a limited time. back to Raid, just quick restocks to let you guys know about. The Raid GDash. This is actually one of our better selling hard baits from Raid. Kind of a cool little bluegill or shad kind of profile multi-joint bait. It does walk, you can swim it. There's a lot of different things you can do, but the key colors are back. They've got some really nice bluegill and shad patterns in there that we've just been out of. So those are back if those speak to you. It has been a while since we've talked about it. So just to let you know, it's 130 millimeters, 1 3/8 ounce. So it's a pretty easy bait to throw, but you know, super sick. So those return. A soft plastic that we've been out of for quite some time. We've been getting a lot of requests to bring it back. The Fantastick is back. These come in a variety of sizes. This is a kind of a double jointed Fluke Senko hybrid baby. Probably the only way to describe it. So you can use it as a fluke, you can use it as a Senko, you can use it as a swim bait as well. So it has the ability to do all of those. It's a very tight, natural movement to it, but they've got a lot of really good colors in there. So you can fish the larger one, the 5.8 on a 5/0 hook. You can fish the smaller one, the 4.8 on a 4/0 hook. So there you go. Those return from Raid. All right, Liberos also return in all sizes and all colors. So Head Swimmer Libero, I think was our #2 best-selling bait of 2023. Just barely got edged out by the Dual Live Beaver. Just an amazing little bait. They come in 5 gram and 7 gram, and then there's new sizes of 10 gram and 14 gram as well. They come rigged just like this, little heads, little bodies, nice little underspin. So those return. And then the Egu Dama heavyweight versions are back, and this is a super popular one here because this is, you know, little finesse jigs in Japan, super popular, but almost always the little finesse jig is like 1.5 grams, 3 grams. They're light, right? So Raid does a really nice job of making 3 heavyweight sizes, a 5.5, a 7 gram, which would be a 1/4 ounce, and a 9 gram, which is almost approaching a 3/8 ounce, but it's keeping it in that little finesse jig. So a tiny little tungsten head that has enough weight to, even if you want to throw it on a casting rod, you can, but downsize your bait. So those all return from Raid. All right, Jeff, last week we had a big Imakatsu week. Huge week.
Yeah.
Another big Imakatsu week this
go.
week. Let's go. So we're going to fly through this. So Imakatsu, as I mentioned last week, one of those brands, they've been around for a long time, you know, a famous brand in Japan. They make tons of things. They make really good products, but historically the challenge here in the US is that it's just kind of been too expensive and availability has been tough. So we've been working with them over the last couple of years to really kind of break those 2 barriers and be able to get a better supply, and stuff is starting to come in. So let's take a look at their IK cranks. We've got pretty much all the sizes in IK cranks in now, and in a bunch of new colors that we haven't had before. This is the IK 500, okay? And there's 400 sizes, there's 300 sizes, there's 200 sizes, there's a 180 size, there's a 100 size, right? So all kinds of different sizes. Basically, think of those sizes as meters. So this is a 500, let's consider it 5 meters, okay? So you're like
I thought you were gonna say 500
500 meters. This could go down 1,500 feet. All you gotta do is attach a 20-pound weight.
5 meters.
5 meters, that sounds better. So, you know, you're gonna be in that 15 to 18 foot range. It has a magnetic weight transfer on the bottom of the bait, right? So as it casts forward, you have that cast control, it falls back in place, you have the glass beads on the top. So just a really good all-around crankbait on there. And the same goes all the way down into the smaller ones. So tons of cool colors, anywhere from like that clear lake color to bluegills to sexy shad. So lots of options in there from Imakatsu. Those are available now. There's also the new Super Sledge Bill. I'm sorry. There's also the new Super Killer Bill sinking. Okay. So just to spec this guy out for you, and I'll open it up. It's 9 centimeters, 8 grams. It's a suspending / sinking kind of jerkbait swim bait hybrid baby. Make it easy. You know what it is, Jeff?
Yeah, I got it.
All right,
Thanks
cool.
for the description.
Yeah, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy to help. That's what I'm here for. Break things down. unconfusing.
A little hard to get out of the pack.
You know what? They make great baits, but unbelievable packaging. All right, so here's a look at that guy. Now, we've had the full-size version of this before. It might look kind of familiar to you, but basically you have a jointed, you know, crankbait slash jerkbait slash shad style bait. It has that joint. It also has this kind of elastomer style tail in the back that does come with a hook. So if they're short striking it, I would just get rid of that myself, but you can leave it if you want because it already has the 2 trebles there. And you can get this down. Again, it's going to be kind of a forward-facing sonar style on this one because it's going to be right in between a suspend and a sink. So it's going to be, I would say, like a very, very slow sink, okay? It says sinking on the front, it says suspending on the back. It's going to depend on water temp, line, all these things have variables, right? But I think a pretty cool bait. So that is the Super Killer Bill from Imakatsu. Those are available now. All right, Jeff, the Imakatsu Ironmouth. This is a really cool walking topwater bait. There's a couple different versions to this. There's the Ironmouth, there's the Ironmouth Jaggy. It's actually, we've included one of these in that bento box, right, that we dropped this morning. But there's some new colors, including a new chrome color. So this will be a important one. You know, so many people love chrome, but especially the herring guys love chrome. So you basically have a pencil popper that has this special kind of iron mouth that just kind of helps it cut and spit. It's got a pretty loud sound to it. So as it's moving through the water, you're getting, you know, all that fish calling noise to it, but just something different in the pencil popper realm. If you're looking for something alternative to like a shower blow, something like that, could be a good option for you. So Ironmouth, the new colors, those are available from Imakatsu. There's also, for you wake bait fans, there's the new BuzzBill Magnum Junior. Okay, so I'm gonna spec this out. It's 130 millimeters, 15 grams. So it's a true half ounce. Now we've had this before in the full size version, and it's been a really popular one. The Junior is probably going to be even more popular. If you can give me 42 minutes, I'll take one out of the package and I'll show it to you. All right, so here you go. So again, it looks very similar to the Killer Bill that we just looked at, kind of same design, where it's got that joint, has that elastomer tail on the back, it has the stinger hook on the tail, but this one is a floating version and designed to be a wake bait. So you can wake, you can crank it down, you can walk it as well. It's just a really interesting little bait, but in this size, this is like the perfect fish catching size. The full size one is kind of a legit size, more of a swim bait guy size. But could be interesting, and a bunch of new colors as well. So anywhere from clears to chartreuse backs to real prints. So that is the BuzzBill Magnum Junior from Imakatsu. And then a few soft baits is what I'll let you guys know about. The Mabu Leech is available now. So this is going to be a cool little like drop shot bait. It's going to look like a little goby or a little leech, just a real finessey kind of bait. So, you know, a lot of guys are always looking for different finesse plastics. Drop shot is really going to be where this one's going to shine. So those are available in all the key colors: browns, green pumpkins, clears, that kind of stuff. There's also the Flathead Curly is also available now. So this is kind of a combination of that flat kind of bluegill profile bait with the curly tail. So you get kind of a grub tail with a flat bait. I'll take one out. So again, all normal colors, right? There's some whites, there's some, you know, browns, green pumpkins, that kind of stuff. Here, I'll take one out so you guys can see it. Yeah, so each bait comes individually packaged so that you don't have anything like crimped or whatever. And you can see that as you hold the bait up, you've kind of got that kind of grooved, ribbed, kind of, you know, flattish style bait with a curly tail on it. So free rig, Jika rig, jig trailer, Texas rig, anything like that, this is going to be a great option. So there you go. Those are available now. And then finally, a bait that I really love giving Imakatsu props on. This is the Java Shad IS Plus. This is a bait that we've spoken about here over the last few years as being one of those really unique kind of trailer style baits. Now it can be used, of course, there's all kinds of colors. So there's green pumpkins and there's shads and there's clears and there's smoke purples and stuff, right? But really where this bait for me is super impressive. You can rig it and fish it a lot like a Senko or a fluke, right? So you can take a look. You can see that there are 4 separate chambers in there. Okay, 4 separate little slots, right? So as it is, it's going to fish a lot like a Senko. It's going to be very tight. You can see the motion's very tight. But you'll notice that there's these little plastic pieces in here that are designed to be cut out. So if you wanted to be precise, I would recommend using scissors. I'm just going to use my fingers so I can demonstrate it. Okay, so boom, I took one of the walls out. They're basically like these little structures that you can cut out. Boom. Now I've completely removed that one. Now you see how much wider it moves. So you can do this. You could use a single joint, and now you've got a bait that can actually kind of walk. But as you use it as a trailer, this is a really dope trailer too, because you can keep all those grooves attached, and it'll be really tight, and it'll tighten up like your chatterbait or your spinnerbait. But if you start taking those walls out, it's going to get snakier and snakier, and it's going to widen the movement of your chatterbait or spinnerbait. So lots of stuff that you can do with these baits. I just think it's a kind of an ingenious bait, just to build it to where we choose if we want it tight, wide, you know, swimmy, snaky, whatever. So there you go. Java Shad IS Plus, by the way, this is a 5.5 inch size, which is kind of my favorite size. There's some smaller sizes as well. So if you're more finesse, these are 4.5 and a 3.5. But those are available now from Imakatsu. All right, Jeff, let's end today's episode with some 25% off brand-wide sales. Sound good? So again, we are celebrating our 25th year in business in May. So we're just starting the celebration early, just trying to spread it out to give as many brands recognition and love as possible. One of our favorite brands here in the store, you hear us talk about them all the time, is Lucky Craft. We love Lucky Craft. We fish the LV500s, the pointers, the bait finesse. We fish the entire product line. We are going to do, again, this is going to be a 48-hour only deal, 25% off the entire line. So if you guys want to stock up, they make amazing trout baits, they make amazing bait finesse baits, stream baits, crank baits. You guys are familiar with Lucky Craft. So great chance to stock up. We're doing 25% off Lucky Craft. We are also doing 25% off GanCraft. Okay, so this is a great week to do this actually for you guys, because we have a lot of really good inventory. So jointed claws, Jeff, you and I talk about jointed claws all the time. It's been something that we've both been throwing for years. I know it's one of your favorite baits. There's a lot of really good colors of jointed claws over there in the 170 and the 230. So, you know, take advantage. The new ratchets are also over there in all the key colors. But the same is going to apply for their soft plastics, for their spinner baits. They make a great spinner bait as well. So anything GanCraft, 25% off. That's going now. And then finally, we are doing the same on Valley Hill. Okay, so Valley Hill will also apply to Whiplash, okay, since they make those as well. So Valley Hill and Whiplash will both be 25% off. So soft plastics, they make some great lipless baits, they make swim jigs, great topwater baits in the Whiplash. So anything Valley Hill, anything Whiplash, anything GanCraft, anything Lucky Craft, 25% off, and that will include rods for both Valley Hill and GanCraft as well. So enjoy, my friends. Those are available now. All right, Jeff, that is a wrap. Cheers, my friends. What do you think, Jeff?
What a fantastic week. Truly carried by the Shinmushi.
I knew Shin Mushi was going to come up.
Just
and the
absolutely carrying. Everything else is just
wash. Yeah, 90 Citizens, custom limited 110 juniors.
No.
Yeah, they're okay.
The duo stuff, I mean, it's duo. I mean, sure, it's cool,
but the Shinmushi
really carries.
You know that there's probably going to be more fish caught on the Shinmushi this year during the cicada hatch than on your 9-inch Citizen, right? You realize that this is how this works, right? I mean, we all want to throw that 9-inch Citizen. How much does that 9-inch Citizen weigh, by the way?
It has to be at least
4 ounces.
4 ounces.
Yeah. So I know I'm going to get that question. I don't know. That was the first time I've actually looked at it. I have no idea. But I'm sure it's at least 4 ounces. So it's going to need to go on your bigger,
rod.
An actual swim bait rod. Shin Mushi can go on a real bait finesse rod.
Levante.
Yeah. That'd be perfect. Yes. Guys, on behalf of myself and Jeff and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, guys, thank you for giving us time on your Sunday mornings and for putting up with our nonsense. And thank you for the support. We couldn't have done 25 years without you guys. So we really appreciate the business. Thank you for the business from me and my family and everybody here. Cheers to you guys. I hope you're having an amazing weekend. If you have questions on anything that we've covered, drop it down below and I will get answers for you. Again, I usually hang out on YouTube for the first hour or so, and then I try to live a life. It's a weird life that involves a lot of this, but Instagram's the best way to find me, so that's why I put that handle on there. You can hit me anytime. Happy to get questions or dive down any rabbit hole you want. So, guys, go hug your family, catch a giant fish this weekend, enjoy an Orion if you can find one. Cheers. We will be back next weekend. Have a great week, everyone. Peace.